Hi, Terry Doherty here. In today's session, we're going to talk about home and all the things that you can do in home.
Speak, friend, and enter. Even wizards flub translations, sometimes. English words are the real passwords for global business and academia. But, like in the wizard's cave, they can be a challenge to translate from your first language. Would you like to speak and have your words transcribed instantly? Have you ever wanted to use your first language and have it translated quickly to English? Perhaps subtitles in a different language would enhance your presentation. Perhaps you can in PowerPoint. Let's start with dictation.
Dictation, to speak and have your words written down for you. Good stuff.
To begin dictation, click the blue microphone in the top right-hand corner. When it turns red, click it.
You should get a little red dot. Now, everything that I'm saying is going to be recorded. Period. And you saw what happened there. So we're able to add punctuation. Period. Do you like that? Question mark. All right, so you see how this works, and it's really quite easy to do. So we have spoken, and we are putting words into PowerPoint. We can do the same thing almost identically with Word. Now it's time to translate. We now have the words that we generated when speaking for dictation. Now let's translate it into Spanish. To do this, we go to Review and then to Translate. Okay, it comes up. It's set to translate from English to Spanish. We highlight the words that we want translated, and they are immediately translated into Spanish, just like that. Now, there's more, because we can go down and grab the Spanish. Okay, you will see that I have replaced the English with Spanish. Now, let's see if we can make it work the other way. We have Spanish, the Spanish translation of the text that we did a moment ago. Now, we're going to translate again. We go to Review, we go to Translate. It comes up, it is already set in Spanish, and we're going to translate it to English, so we need to change that setting. And as you can see, we have successfully translated from Spanish to English. So translations can flow in either direction, and there are literally dozens of languages that we can do this with. English doesn't even have to be involved. We have now returned to the Wizard's Cave. We're going to set subtitles so that they translate automatically into Spanish as we speak. We go to slideshow, and over on the right-hand side, you're going to find subtitle settings. Let's just open that up. And you'll see that you can select the microphone that you're going to use. You can select the spoken language and the language you're going to translate into. In this case, it's going to be Spanish. You can choose where you would like to have the words come in on the slide. They can be below the slide. They can be overlaid on the slide at the top or the bottom. We're going to select bottom overlay. And just to make sure everything's nailed down, we're going to go up and click Always Use Subtitles. Begin our presentation. And as we begin our presentation, you will notice that Spanish is filling in at the bottom.
The paragraph settings lets you get even more organized. If you are presenting 2 or 5 different ideas on the slide, SmartArt can provide beautiful bubbles, squares, circles for your thoughts, or even reshape the letters in your words.
Being organized is very important in PowerPoint presentations. And there are a couple of features that will help you a great deal with that. One are simple burger dots. We can click those and they will put dots at the heading of all the key sentences in whatever we happen to be presenting. Or perhaps we want to number it, and we can number them and put them in position that way. Also, we have the ability to go in and change the spacing and to do things like add indentations to the first lines and perhaps a little skipping after each paragraph.
Maybe you need to get in shape, or shaped up, or just make shapes. Draw, position, and modify hundreds of shapes to make your presentation more visual.
Let's take a look at shapes. Shapes, we have a great variety of different things that we can choose from. You can choose lines and arrows, or you can choose actual shapes. For example, there's a star back, and it's kind of assuming we wanted to color that right away, which we'll get to that. But generally speaking, it's going to give you a default color as you come out. And let's say we chose this arrow, and we can choose this line that allows us to create kind of a swirly cue.
Before color movies and TV, everything was black and white. That can be boring in a presentation. So you can liven up your shapes with colors and even 3D effects.
But we can change the colors, we can change the format on any of these. As you can see up above, you have several buttons that if I were to highlight a particular one, I can change the colors very quickly and have quite a display. So a lot of choices for adding in to create shapes and colored shapes.
We can do amazing things in PowerPoint, but what to do when we lose stuff? As in most Microsoft Office applications, we can hunt for and replace our words under editing.
As in Word, we occasionally will have the need to find specific words or to change those words or to eliminate those words. And we have a fairly simple device for accomplishing that. We simply go over here to the right under editing at the top, And if we want to find a particular word, we put the word in, and let's find design. And there it is. We can choose to find a whole group of words if we want, and we can choose to replace that word. We can choose to replace that word. Let's replace design with drawing. Simple, but very often useful.
Authors call it writer's block. You just can't come up with a good idea. So how would it be if PowerPoint would give you a dozen good ideas on how to rearrange your layout anytime you want?
This is design ideas. And if you look down the side, a lot of times, at least the way mine is set up, this comes on automatically. If it doesn't, there's ways to bring it in, but usually it's going to come up by default. And if I go down through here, I can pick several possible layouts and move them around until I get something that I'm really happy with.
Help is a handy resource that's always available on call. It's located down at the end of our row of main menus. It is probably not the last place you will want to look. The Help menu gives you 5 options. 4 of them are nice to have. A way to contact support directly, a feedback for anything you really like or hate, a nice set of training programs, and an update tag for anything new that changes. Most of the benefit comes, however, from that question mark at the beginning of the row. Here you have answers to many people's questions, and most importantly, a query to ask your own questions. The only drawback to Help that I've found is that it sometimes gives you a very specific answer to questions that require context to understand. But that's what videos like mine are for.
I hope you have enjoyed today's session and picked up some useful information. We're going to be moving on to insert next time around. So I'll be seeing you.